Sell me a pen. Would you be able to sell a pen to anybody? Well, guess what? In some circles, it has become the ultimate litmus test to see if you are able to sell anything. If you say, I'm not a seller, think again. Every day in your life, you sell yourself. And if you don't know how to sell yourself, you're not going to be able to last long in this society. So if you go to an interview and an HR representative is asking you to sell him his pen, he's not really asking for you to sell the pen. What he's looking for is the strategy you're going to use to sell the pen. So you see, selling a pen is impossible. It's the same thing as trying to sell ice cream to Eskimo. But some people can. Can you imagine that? So why is it impossible to sell a pen? Well, first of all, because a pen has no value. You can buy a pack of 5 pens for $1 at the 99-cent store. So why would someone buy a pen from you? And how much? $1? 50 cents? Even if you sell it for 50 cents, it's going to be more expensive than the 5-pack pen at the 99-cent store. So what's the big deal in being able to sell a pen to someone? So when people try to sell a pen, they are talking about the characteristics of the pen. For example, the dark ink is very dark. It's going to last you for 10 years. It's easy to grab. It's very light. It's very cheap. It's very convenient. It's going to fit in your pocket. And even characteristics like you can write with it. Okay. So would I buy a pen because it has a black ink and I can write with it? Most probably not. And you know what? Because a pen is a commodity. It has no value. Actually, you can find pens for free everywhere. At the doctor's, at the dentist, at your lawyer's office, at your hairdresser's, even at the bank. Those guys know that you can use a pen as a marketing strategy, as a marketing tool. They just write their name, telephone number, and maybe website on the pen, and they tell you, take a pen with you. Take 3 if you want, and give them to your friends or family. You know, the more pen they distribute for you, the more free ad they're gonna have. So how do you think you're going to sell a pen to someone if most of the pens people have are coming from free after a visit at the dentist, or if they can buy a 5-pack for 99 cents? So here's the thing. You can't sell a pen to someone unless it has some kind of value. And when I'm talking about value, I'm not talking about the price. I'm talking about some unique characteristic that this pen has and no other pen has. So it is very important to find what kind of value this pen has. Because you see, people don't care about the price if they find value. And everybody has different values. My values are not the same as someone else's value. For example, I don't find value at Walmart, even though I know it's very cheap and I'm going to find a lot of different products. I just don't like Walmart. I don't like to shop at Walmart. So I prefer to go to another store that might be a little bit more expensive, but where the experience is different. Because when I'm buying something, I'm looking for some experience. And that's the same thing with a stupid pen. If you try to sell a stupid pen for 10 cents, nobody's gonna buy it because nobody is interested, because the pen has no value. 10 cents, even if it's cheap, it has no value because you can find the same pen or even a better pen at your doctor's office. So what's value? That's where it becomes interesting, because most people think that value is in the product, but value is not in the product. Value is in the eyes of a beholder. Take cars, for example. You can buy some brand new car for maybe $25,000. Some people don't want those cars. They want cars that cost $40,000. Some others want cars that cost $50,000. And some other want a Mercedes-Benz, a Bentley that costs $700,000, or a Rolls-Royce. Why would you buy a $1 million car when you can buy a car for $25,000? There's value in a Bentley and in a Rolls-Royce that there is not in a 25,000 Ford Escape. So what needs to be done is you have to reverse engineer the value of the product. And you have to know what do your customer values more. And in the case of the pen, your customer doesn't care if it's a red ink or a black ink or a blue ink. Your customer doesn't care it's a heavy light pen. Your customer doesn't care if the pen is gonna last 10 years because it's a commodity. People don't care. They use the pen once, twice, maybe they use a pen for 1 week and they throw it away and they get another one. So there's no value in a pen. There's no value in trying to sell a pen as a pen. But people have their own sets of value. For example, some people love fishing. Some other people love to see movies. Some other people love listening to music. So you have to ask them, what's your value? What do you do in your spare time? What do you do when you don't have to work? Don't have to care for your family, and what do you do on your own time? And people are gonna tell you, I go fishing, I listen to music, I go skateboarding, I watch a soccer game, I drink beer, whatever it is. So once you know that, for example, they love music, you can ask them, what kind of music do you like? What's your favorite artists? And let's say, for example, someone is going to tell you, well, my favorite artist is Michael Jackson's. Wow, yeah. Did you go to his concert? Yeah, I went to 5 of his concerts. I have all of his records. I know everything about Michael Jackson. Well, you got your value. So now what you just have to do, you have to transfer that value into the pen. And here comes the selling. You see that pen? It's a $1 pen, but it's a pen that was used to sign a multi-million-dollar contract with Michael Jackson. That's actually the pen that Michael Jackson used to sign his contract with A&M Records when he was 18 years old. So you told me you're a fan of Michael Jackson. You have been to all of his concerts, you have all of his memorabilia, you have all of his records, you know everything about Michael Jackson. Wouldn't you love to have that pen? That was a pen that was used by Michael Jackson himself to sign his contract with A&M Record? Wouldn't it be great if you could have that pen in your collection? Yes, of course I want the pen. How much is the pen? Well, that pen is valued at $10,000. But you know what? I actually have a problem right now. I am going through a very difficult financial time and I am getting rid of a lot of things that I bought in the past. And this pen is one of the things I'm selling right now. So you know what? The pen has a value of $10,000, but if you give me $5,000 cash right now, I would give you the pen immediately. So you see now, our customer is very interested because the value is $10,000, but we are ready to sell it for $5,000. But let's say our customer doesn't have $5,000. He's gonna do a counter offer. He's gonna say, for example, look, man, I love Michael Jackson. I mean, he's in my heart. I mean, he's the best artist ever, and I'm gonna buy everything he has, but I really can't spend $5,000 on a pen. I could buy it for $2,000. So that's a negotiation, right? Whatever the price is, and whatever the end will be, maybe you're gonna sell the pen for $1,000 or $500, but that's the point. The point is you're gonna sell that pen, even if you sell it for $10, and that was the point of the exercise. The point of the exercise is try to sell a pen that has no value to someone who's willing to buy it. So I hope that video is going to be very useful to you. And remember, next time you go to an interview and someone asks you to sell him a pen, remember this video. That's it for today, and I see you on the next video. Bye bye.